First, let me write the agenda, right? What exactly we are going to do now. Maven integration with SonarQube server, Gradle integration with SonarQube server, first manual approach, then Jenkins approach. Okay, this is our agenda, right? But before that, we need to understand why do we need to integrate Maven with SonarQube, or why do we need to integrate Gradle with SonarQube? What is the reason? Why do we need to do it, right? The reason is, let me write in detail. Okay. When developers are writing the code, their main focus, okay, when developers start writing the code, their main focus is to finish the code, okay, which can be executed in a server, that can meet the user functionalities. Okay, that can meet the user functionalities. Okay, whenever developers are writing the code, right, their main focus was to finish the code. Whatever the code they finished, that code will be executed in a server to meet the user functionalities. Okay, hence the code tends to have many issues. Okay, whatever the code developer is writing, the code tends to have many issues and defects in terms of security, free, and code complexity and code readability. Okay, code readability. Why we need to highlight these things is, for example, there might be 10 developers. There might be 10 developers working on a project. Developer 1 has written some logic which seems to be working, but it is not coded in a readable fashion. What I mean by that is, other 9 developers are not able to understand logic written by developer 1, so that if in case any changes comes in future, only he can be able to do that, because it's not a proper readable code, right? And sometimes to achieve small things or functionalities, people may write complex logic which is not really needed. And sometimes developer will forget to remove sensitive information like passwords and all in the code, right? These are different scenarios where developers start writing their code, keeping in mind that they have to finish their code, and that code will be deployed on a user. But when the user is using that functionality, there might be different reasons of issues, right? those issues can be security issues, or it can be code complexity, or it can be code readability. There might be a number of reasons. Now we need a mechanism to catch all these things even before deploying our application. Okay, we need a tool to catch or identify or analyze all these things during the build itself. During the build itself, right? Rather than deploying directly, we need a tool. We need a server, or we need a tool, or we need a platform where we can catch or identify or analyze all these things, right? Whatever I taught during the build itself. One such tool is SonarQube. Okay. SonarQube or Sonar. I mean, previously we call it as Sonar. SonarQube is an open source platform developed by SonarSource organization. Developed by SonarSource organization for continuous inspection of code. Continuous inspection of code. Continuous inspection of code, right? This is why we need to integrate all the projects with SonarQube. Okay. SonarQube is used for continuous inspection of code quality to perform static analysis of code to detect bugs, code smells, right, and security vulnerabilities. Right. Now the next question which comes in mind is, what and all programming languages it can support? If you see the official website of SonarQube, you can see the official website of SonarQube. SonarQube officially supports, right? SonarQube officially supports these many languages. See here. Whatever the points I talked about is these things. Static code analysis for 17 languages, detect bugs and vulnerabilities, review security hotspot, track code smells and fix your technical debt, code quality metrics. All this information will be supported by SonarQube, right? All these things, all these are features of SonarQube. Okay. Now we need to understand, okay, how SonarQube does this. Okay, let me. SonarQube can record metrics history, and provide evaluation graphs. You can visualize, right, from SonarQube UI. After the analysis is done, you can see the data in terms of UI clearly. Okay. And SonarQube offer reports on, right? What and all reports we can see is duplicated code, then coding standards, then unit tests, then code coverage, code complexity, and then comments, right? Comments, bugs, security vulnerabilities. Right? These many things SonarQube reports in. If you see the SonarQube server architecture, or Sonar scanner, if you see the SonarQube server architecture, okay, this is how it looks. A SonarQube instance comprises three components. One is Sonar scanner, where the source file is nothing but the Java source files, which will use the analyzers and scan and sends the report to SonarQube server, which will connect to a database server. SonarQube server internally has compute engine and search server. The search server is nothing but Elasticsearch. Okay, this is what we are going to see practically now. Okay, now what we need to do is how we will integrate SonarQube with Maven, and how we will integrate SonarQube with Gradle. Right? To start with, we will take Maven project and we will start the integration process. Okay, first thing is set up Sonar on one server, and we can check out project on Windows machine or Linux machine and integrate with Sonar. Okay, you can do with Windows machine and Sonar setup, but the problem is if you want to do it on a Windows machine, you need to have Java, Maven, all these things in Windows machine also. What I will do is I'll create two servers. In one server I'll keep SonarQube. In another server we will try to do the integration. Okay, wherever you have SonarQube server, this is SonarQube server. To save time, I'm going to set up SonarQube using Docker. Right? Whoever knows the manual process, you can go ahead with your approach. I'm going to use Docker so that within 1 minute I'll get the SonarQube setup. But when you practice, you have to practice the previous approach. How you install SonarQube, just follow the same approach. Let me go here. SonarQube server. Let me create a SonarQube server. Amazon Linux 2 and T2 medium I'll prefer. T2 medium. Review and launch. This is my server. And I'll name this server as SonarQube 9 because the latest version of SonarQube is SonarQube 9. Let us go here and say Sonar 9 server. Okay, and SonarQube port number is 9000. Go to security, go to security groups, open 9000. Add rule 9000. Okay, whoever is doing, you have to set up Postgres and SonarQube in the manual approach as per our earlier sessions. Just to save time, I am going ahead with this approach. Okay, so that we can discuss more on the integration. Go here, session, SSH, specify username, EC2 open user, advanced SS settings, use private key. This is my key pair. Okay. Now I'll install Docker. Just remember one command. When we discuss about Docker, I'll go in depth. For timing, just remember one command: yum install Docker, and I'll start Docker. Okay. Once Docker is installed, I'll start Docker. Whoever don't want this way, you can follow the previous sessions and set up SonarQube based on that. Let me start Docker. Now Docker is running. You can check the status as well. Right, it is running. Now I'm going to run SonarQube Docker container. Docker container run hyphen name sonar 9 hyphen p 9000 colon 9000. One is outside, another one is inside. Hyphen detach SonarQube. Okay, this will run SonarQube container. Detach means running in background. Okay, I want to run this container in background. If you don't want to do this way, prefer the previous session approach, right? Just to save time, I'm doing this. Now let us see the container process. Docker container process. Now our container is up and running. Copy the server IP and open any browser and mention server IP colon 9000. Okay. Now I have the SonarQube web UI coming up. SonarQube default username is admin, password is admin. Let us do that. SonarQube is starting. We will get a home hyperlink. Right. Once it is ready, we will get a home hyperlink. We'll click on that and we will log into Sonar.
Vamshi, we should have a. You're just trying to build the container, right?
See, you let me finish. You will get everything clarified. First, wait for me to finish. Then we will discuss. Okay. Now this is my username and this is my password. Click on login and it will ask us to update the password. I'll keep admin123 as my password. Okay. Now my SonarQube is ready. Okay. Now my SonarQube is ready. Fine. Now I'll take another server where I need to integrate this SonarQube. I'll say launch instance Amazon Linux 2 and T2 medium. This is continuous integration server. Okay, this is continuous integration server, right? I want to do CI process. This is the server for that process. I'll say CI process and go to security. For timing, you can allow all the traffic. Okay. Now copy the server IP and connect to this because SonarQube will be running in one server and our CI process happens on another server either manually or through Jenkins. User advanced settings, use private key. This is my key pair. Okay. Now what I will do is I'll name this as CI server hostname CTL set hyphen hostname CI process. Okay, just to be clear. Okay. Now my host name is CI process. Okay. Now my host name is CI process. Now what I need to do is I need to check out the project which is of Maven project and I need to integrate with SonarQube. And first we will do manually, then we will use Jenkins. Now to check out the project of Maven, we need to install Java first and then we can install Maven and then we can install Git and check out the project. Okay, I'll write the steps here. Step 1, in CI process server, install Java 11 Apache Maven latest version 3.8.4 and get, right? Go to the official website and say install Java 11 Amazon Linux 2. In the official website, copy the package name. Okay, most of the times I will do with official website itself, so that when you practice, you can also do the same way. This is my command. Yum install Java-11 Amazon Corretto headless. This is the package. Simply say -y. Copy this command and install Java 11 on CI process server. Now, in the meantime, go to the Maven website and download Maven. Just type index of Maven. From here, you can download whatever the Maven version you want. Let's say if your team is not fine with 3.8.4, you can prefer 3.8.3 as well. 3.8.3 binary tar file. This one. Right? I'll go to OPT, or like here also it's fine for time being. You can keep it in OPT or in root also fine for time being. Now extract the tar file and set the path. Export path equal to $path : /root/ Apache Maven. Now validate mvn - version. This is done, right? Now I have Java 11 and Apache Maven 3.8.3, 3.8.4 or 3.8.3, right? It's up to you. You can use anything. The overall process still remains the same. And then we need to install Git. Yum install. Okay. Now let us check out the project. Once this step is done, check out the project which you want to integrate with Sonar. Okay. Go here. Go to my GitHub repository as usual. We will use the project which we are working from last session, right? We can use this real-time project demo project. Copy this and say git clone this URL. Once you go into the project, make sure you are in form.xml directly. Okay, we are in the project directory. Okay, now we need to integrate. We need to integrate SonarQube with Maven. For that, we need to add a plugin. Okay, we need to add a plugin. Right now in form.xml, we have only one plugin, which is SpringBoot Maven plugin. Now we are going to add another plugin for SonarQube. Okay, if you go here, you can say Maven Sonar integration. I'm going to follow this website. Scroll down. We can use this plugin, Sonar Maven plugin. Okay, we can use Sonar Maven plugin. But before directly using, if you want, you can cross check what is the latest version. Go to mvnrepository.com, mvnrepository.com, and just say Sonar Maven plugin, Sonar Maven plugin, Sonar Maven plugin, which is from SonarQube scanner for Maven, Sonar Maven plugin. The latest version is 3.9.1. 3.9.1 point this version. Okay, 3.9.1 this version. With whatever the website we copied, it is 3.4.0. Okay, you can use the latest version. If it fails, then we will downgrade. This is the version I want, right? And we need to add this plugin in form.xml. Copy this vi form.xml, scroll down in the plugin section. Okay, in the build, in the plugin section, we have to add this plugin. This is the plugin. See here, one plugin is SpringBoot Maven plugin, another plugin is Sonar Maven plugin, and this plugin is added in plugin section, which is present in build section. Okay, save this. Now build a project, mvn clean package, mvn clean package. Okay, we need to do mvn clean package. In order to do Sonar analysis, we need to use this command, which I'll do in a while. Okay, you can do this way. mvn sonar:sonar -d sonar.host.url -d sonar.log in the generated token. That means from the SonarQube side, we need a token. Go to SonarQube web UI, go to this my account on top, click on this my account security token. I'll say Sonar Maven token generate. New token has been created. Make sure you copy it now. You won't be able to see it again. Copy this. This is our token. This is our token. And we need to know Sonar host URL. This is our Sonar host URL. Right? Now with this changes, the command becomes mvn sonar:sonar. This is our host and this is our token. Now let us run this analysis. Copy this project and run the analysis in the same directory. Wherever you have form.xml, you need to run the command from there. I think it did not copy the other one. Let me keep it in single line. This one. Okay. Copy this. This one. Okay. Now, if you want to refer official website also, in the official website also same thing will be mentioned. Sonar scanner Maven. This is official website. Okay. See here. docs.sonarcube.org. Here also it is mentioned the same. Okay. We need to add the plugin. Okay. If you want generic Sonar scanner, we can mention the project key and we can mention the project name as well. Here we can mention -d sonar.project key. Sonar.project key. Our project name is real-time project demo. Next, Sonar.project name. Sonar.project name also I'll keep the same. Okay. These are the instructions given by SonarQube website, not decided by me. -d sonar.project key, -d sonar.project name, -d sonar.host.url, -d sonar.login, where we are mentioning the token. Copy this command and run this here. Now the SonarQube analysis will start. Okay. Our SonarQube version is 9.2.4 and it is doing the analysis of our project and almost the analysis is done. We can go to Sonar projects and we can see the project analysis here. It is passed. Okay. So far everybody is clear. Now we can discuss. Is this clear? Any questions up to now?
Sir, what is a Docker?
See, just to install Sonar, I use Docker. What is Docker? I'll cover in upcoming sessions. You can follow the previous session and you can install SonarQube. You can ignore that part. To save time,
Okay.
I use Docker to run SonarQube. You don't want to do this, you can follow the previous session and install SonarQube manually. Ignore Docker.
Okay. Okay.
Vamshi, one thing, sorry, based on the Docker knowledge, I'm just asking.
No, stick to this, right? Don't deviate. Stick to this. Don't discuss about Docker. Stick to this. Our agenda is we need to understand as much as we can on Sonar. Docker I'll explain in upcoming sessions. I'll solve all your issues. Don't worry.
So
Let's
Vamsi,
stick
this
to
is Amit. So we installed SonarQube, and then we integrated it, right? And it's running the services.
No, we integrated with project so that the project analysis will happen and we can see the project analysis report on SonarQube dashboard.
Okay. So at this point, it is integrated with the project, and we are collecting the matrices of the project. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Exactly. And the project is passed. Right? There are no issues. And with the default rules and all, the project is passed. There are chances that if the project is not set up properly and if the project coding standards are not good, this project will fail, which I'll fail in a while. In some time, I'll fail this project.
Okay. When you say fail, right? So what are the parameters that determines, okay, it is failed or passed? Is that a setup by SonarQube that those parameters must meet, or it is set up by the project?
See, if you see, there is another section called quality gates. Quality gates, okay? You can see here, these are the rules.
Okay.
Coverage is less than 80%. Duplicated lines of code is greater than 3.0. Like this, whenever a new code is coming, we can keep the conditions on that new code based on discussion with developer team. Okay. When I say the project is failure, developer is coding in a bad standard way. I mean, he is not following the best practices. He is simply creating the code. He is simply writing the code, which is not a best practice. When the project is analyzed by SonarQube, SonarQube will scan all the code, and wherever it sees the code is not as per standard, it fails the project. And here we can see that as failed. In the SonarQube, instead of pass, it will come as failed.
Okay, understood now. Follow-up question. So is that, okay, if I'm working with a company and they say, okay, our standard SonarQube version is now 9.x or whatever that version is, right? So we have to make sure that SonarQube standards meet for that version for a given project. Is that so?
No,
or it doesn't
SonarQube
matter?
version doesn't matter. It's all about that particular programming language best practice. SonarQube version, whether it is 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, it works in the same way. It analyzes the project. If it finds anything, if it finds any security vulnerabilities, or if it finds a duplicate code, or if it finds something else, right, then it will complain, right, and it will fail the project. If it is failing the prerequisites, or if it is failing the rules, that project will be failed by SonarQube here, and you can see the status as failed here.
Okay, so you are saying basic rules or quality gate rules remain same regardless of the version, and it should pass those.
It up, right? You can change these threshold values. You can change these threshold values, but how the SonarQube analyze the project from version to version will still remain same.
Okay. Do we ever change these values or no?
Now I will not change this. I will send the project related image, right? How
right.
these
No,
will be configured in the project, I'll send an image. You can see that. Now I'm going to fail this project. I'll show the failure, right? I'll show the failure.
My question is different. My question is, so in a company, if I'm working, So here, these parameters, do we need to change them or we just keep it default?
We need to change. We need to change.
Okay.
When a project is started, when the project is from scratch, and if the project is started, developer will focus on the actual functionalities, right? They cannot write the unit test and all, right? At that
Okay.
time, we'll keep lower values. Once the project is matured and once it is ready for production and all, these values will grow up, right? Based on the discussions with developers team, these conditions will change.
Okay, understood. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Fine. Let me make changes so that I can fail this project. Okay.
Vamshi,
Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
somebody
sorry,
saying.
this- sorry, Subbu, carry on.
sorry. Yeah, Vamsi, here just take an example. We have multiple developers and each developer has developed different module. Okay, by using Maven, so we are building that project all together modules. Okay, when running this SonarQube, so code analysis, so which module level it get failed or passed, how we can come to know?
See, that module will have name. That name will appear here.
Okay.
Okay. You can do the analysis on a parent module, or you can do the analysis on sub module as well.
Okay, Vamsi, thank you.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, if you assume, let's say for time being, assume that developer is not aware of the best practices and he is doing some wrong coding. I'll give an example, then I'll make it failed and then I'll correct it. Okay. What developer is doing is, developer as a part of the code, he wants to print some information. Okay. Best practice is to use loggers. Okay. Logger, which is log4j. But instead of this, use system.out.println. Okay. He was supposed to use loggers. Instead of loggers, he used system.out.println and he committed this code. Let me go here. cd src main java cd com cd cloud tech masters cd real time project demo. Right here I have a class. Right here I have a class customer controller, vi customer controller. I'm going to add a system.out.println. Okay, this is just to make everybody comfortable. Okay, nobody will commit this code, but assuming if somebody commits by mistake, Sonar will identify this. I'll say get all customers get all customers is called by get all customers endpoint something. Okay, save this and then do the, this is a process server, and then do mvn clean package and then mvn sonar : sonar. and see the SonarQube here. It failed, right? If you see, it failed. What is the failure reason? Go to issues, go to this. It is saying replace this use of system.out or system.error by logger. See here, it is saying this line is wrong. We have to replace it with logger. Okay. So when we have to replace it with logger, we need to add the logger. You can go here, SpringBoot log4j example. Let me add the logger. Instead of system.out.println, we need to add the logger. Okay. I'll add SLF4j. All these things are developer best practices. Okay, I'm just showing so that it will be very clear in mind, right? Let me add this. Let me take these import statements and go to our code base. cd src main java com.cloud techmasters real-time project demo vi customer controller, add the import statements, and then add this line, and our controller is customer controller. Copy this line and add it here. And then wherever you see system.out.println, replace this with logger. Logger.info. Save this. Now cd /root real-time project demo as usual. Ambient clean package. And ambient sonar :sonar. Now the project will be success. Okay. I hope everybody is clear, right? I just took one example. Fixing Sonar issues is developer responsibility, not DevOps engineer responsibility. Developer will see the Jenkins log. From there, he will see this project analysis and he will go to issues and he will fix all those issues one by one. Okay. We just need to integrate our project with Sonar. Fixing the Sonar issues is developer responsibility. I just fixed one to make it clear. Okay. I hope this is clear for everyone. Now let me quickly install Jenkins on the CI process machine. Before that, let me enable Apple repository. Enable Apple repository, Amazon Linux. Now I'm going ahead with the Jenkins installation. Okay, if you see, I'm using a lot of links, right? I never do something from links or something. When the official website is clear, you have to depend on official website. Okay, copy the first approach and install Jenkins. ym install Jenkins.
Yeah, Vamsi, anywhere we can install this Jenkins, whether it's running on Maven system or SonarQube, or only on SonarQube we need to install.
No, just to demonstrate that I kept in different machines, right? Jenkins is on one machine and Sonar is running on another machine. Right?
OMC,
Okay, fine.
just one
Wait,
confusion. The Sonar,
no, wait until I do this process, then we can discuss. First, let me finish, right? Before explaining, how will you understand what I'm going to explain? First, let me finish this, then we will discuss. Okay. This is my Jenkins machine. If there is any confusion, let me change this to Jenkins hostname. This is my Jenkins server. The other machine is my Sonar server. Okay, this is my Sonar server. Okay. Now Jenkins is running on one machine and SonarQube is running on another machine. Okay. In Office also it will be same. Jenkins will be running at one place and Sonar will be running at another place. Okay. Now let me install Jenkins. And start Jenkins. And copy the server IP of Jenkins machine. This is nothing but CI process. Copy this and server IP colon 8080. Let me get the Jenkins initial admin password. This is the initial admin password. Install such a first I'll do till build so that yesterday's session will be clear, and then I'll integrate the Sonar stuff. And one more thing is, whatever the changes I made in the local repository. I need to make these changes in my official GitHub repository. First, let me do that. Okay, I need to make changes here. In the build.gradle, I need to add the plugin. And then this. Okay. One second, okay. I'm just seeing whether this font makes any difference or it will fail. That's okay. This is fine. And let me log in. Let me create my own user. I'm creating my own admin user. Save and finish. Start using Jenkins. Okay. Now go to manage Jenkins. Global tool configuration. Where is my? I'll copy this Gradle to OPT. Okay. Gradle 7.3.3. Gradle. I'll name it as Gradle 7.3.3 / OPT / this one. Okay. Now I have set up the Gradle. New item. Jenkins Gradle pipeline project. Select pipeline. Go to pipeline. The pipeline script. Just select the yesterday's pipeline. Okay, first pipeline, and I'll change SpringBoot Tomcat Gradle var. SpringBoot Tomcat Gradle var. SpringBoot Tomcat Gradle var. This is the pipeline 7.3.3. This looks good. Save it. First, let us build this. Then I'll add the Sonar part. Okay, now the build is going smooth. As we kept the token directly in build.gradle, we can go ahead and do Gradle SonarQube in the next stage. Okay, but I want to get the analysis back. I'm going to stop my screen share and I'll share in 1 minute again. Okay, just give me 1 minute. I'll stop the screen share and I'll share again. In the meantime, the build will go. Okay, I'm sharing my screen back. Okay. In the meantime, let the build go smooth. Okay, now the build is success. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to take a decision to proceed further or not based on the Sonar analysis. Okay, for that we need to do the Sonar analysis. Okay, for that we need to do the Sonar analysis, right? And for doing Sonar analysis, we need to say, if you have a Gradle wrapper, you can do Gradle W, or else you can directly say Gradle. Okay, how will you know that you have a Gradle wrapper or not? You can see here. You see you have Gradle W, right? In your project, if you have Gradle W, this Gradle wrapper will download the Gradle automatically. Okay, even if you don't have Gradle, this Gradle W wrapper will download it automatically. If you have a Gradle already with you, you can simply say Gradle. Okay, you can simply say Gradle so that it downloads. I mean, it won't download Gradle again. Okay, and then Sonar token, we can keep it in Jenkins credential. Go to Jenkins, go to dashboard, manage Jenkins, manage credential, store scope to Jenkins, global credentials, add credential. Here I want to keep credential as secret text. See the kind is secret text, Secret is Jenkins token. Sorry, Sonar token. Where is our Sonar token value? This is our Sonar token value. We will name the ID as Sonar secret or Sonar token or Sonar secret. Anything is fine. Sonar token. This is Sonar token for SonarQube server. Click on OK. Don't save it. Right now I have the token. Now I have to use with the SonarQube environment and mention the credential ID. But before that, we need to download plugin for SonarQube and mention where is our SonarQube server running. Okay. Now go to Jenkins machine, dashboard, manage Jenkins, manage plugins. And in the available, type Sonar, SonarQube scanner, Sonar. You can install everything which matches Sonar. Okay, that's fine. For timing, that's fine. Okay, install without restart. Okay, now the plugins are downloaded. Go to dashboard. Next point is we need to mention where is our SonarQube server running. For that, manage Jenkins, configure system. In the configure system, I need to mention my SonarQube server. Scroll down, add SonarQube. I'll say Sonar 9. Server URL is this one. And server token is this one. Okay. And click on save. Okay. And there is one more important point. Okay. We are using this plugin, right? We are using with SonarQube BNB, right? If you have multiple Sonar servers configured with Jenkins, you have to mention the installation name as well. Okay. What I mean by this step is, let me show the official website. Just say Jenkins Sonar declarative pipeline. This is official website. Okay. From the official website, you can see here with SonarQube BNB, your SonarQube server. Okay, with SonarQube BNB, your SonarQube server. Okay. Here what we mentioned with the SonarQube BNB, we mentioned the credential ID. If you have multiple servers, you have to mention your server as well, which is called installation name. Controller installation name, right? You can see here. This is how we have to pass. Okay. With the SonarQube BNB, prepare SonarQube scanner environment. Installation name is a string. In our case, the installation name is, go to manage Jenkins, configure system. The installation name is Sonar-9. Okay. I hope everybody is understanding what I'm trying to say. When you have multiple SonarQube, let's say I have Sonar 8. I have Sonar 8. For timing, I assume the same URL. This is another token. Now, how many installations you have? 2 installations, right? Now, when you are running, you have to mention very clearly you want to use which SonarQube installation, which will be comma installation name. I hope everybody is clear with this point. If you have only one SonarQube server, no need to mention the installation name as well. Go here, go to manage Jenkins, go to configure system, scroll down, remove Sonar 8. Right, I removed Sonar 8, only Sonar 9 is there. Okay, this point is very, very important, right? As per the official website, if you have multiple SonarQube scanners configured, you have to pass the installation name as well. Okay, I have mentioned it in my GitHub for Maven project. If you go here in the repositories, you can just type Sonar. Here I mentioned the pipeline I mentioned. Okay, you can see installation name is this name which you have given for that, right? And then credential ID. Okay, you have to decide what is your installation name. If you have only one name, if you have only one SonarQube server configured, it is fine if you skip installation name as well. Okay, with SonarQube ENV, credential ID is this sh Gradle SonarQube, and we are waiting for the quality gate. If the quality gate is not okay, we are failing the pipeline there itself. If the quality gate is okay, we don't want to fail the build, right? In order to do this, we need to integrate webhooks. We need to create a webhook to get the quality gate status. Okay, we need to create a webhook to get the quality gate status back. Okay, go to here, go to administration, under configuration we have webhooks. Create a webhook with Jenkins IP. Okay, this is Jenkins IP. Create a webhook with SonarQube hyphen webhook slash. Okay, this should be the URL. This is Jenkins Sonar Gradle webhook. Okay, this should be very, very important. Even if you miss slash, it won't work. Okay, even if you miss slash in the end, it won't work. Okay, you have to give Jenkins URL in the webhook URL and followed by SonarQube hyphen webhook slash. The end slash is very, very important. Even if you miss slash, the analysis will not happen properly. Create the webhook. Okay, now the webhook is created, and now we can go ahead and start the extra stage. Copy this, go to the pipeline, open the pipeline, configure pipeline, add the extra stage. Okay, in the extra stage, Sonar quality check or SonarQube quality check steps script with SonarQube ENV, credential ID is this, and we are doing Gradle SonarQube. Okay, we are doing Gradle SonarQube, and then timeout. We are waiting for the quality gate status. If the quality gate status is failure, then it will be something other than okay, right? What we are checking is if quality gate status is not equal to okay, we are failing the pipeline there itself, which means if the project status is fail, we should not proceed further and upload to Nexus or JFrog. We should fail the build there itself. Now save this and build. Okay, once the analysis is done, you can see in the webhook, you will see the last delivery as current date. Okay, if the analysis says success or failure, a request will come here. Okay, with the timestamp, the request will come here. Yeah, now you see the last delivery is January 23, 8:34 a.m. Now your pipeline is success. You can see the pipeline logs. Your pipeline is success, and you can proceed further with other steps. That means you can upload to Nexus. See here, which is in progress, success, quality gate is okay, and we can proceed with other step, and automatically it picked server 9, right? Automatically it picked server 9. If you have multiple servers, you have to mention the installation name as well. Is this clear for everyone?